Wow, Fostoria candlesticks. I think a lot of you are going to recognize this pattern. Now, the shape is called Baroque, if I remember correctly. That's the actual blank, in other words. And then they would put different etchings on it. Now, I don't know this etching by heart. I think I've told you before, my grandmother's crystal was Fostoria Baroque, but hers was etched in the chintz pattern. I don't know the name of the etching on this, but Baroque was made with several etchings, I think from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and maybe even into the early 70s, maybe. Hey everybody, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop doing a little voiceover here as I wander through the thrift store. I hope you're doing well and enjoying yourselves. It's a few days before Thanksgiving. Oh, there's a pretty piece of amber glass. I don't think I bought it. You know, I sold a lot of amber glass. I've sold every piece I had. I'm just not ready to stock the shelves with amber glass again unless it's really unique. This was pretty, but I don't think it was old. No, I don't think so. But it was a pretty color, I think. Now this, I guess that didn't... Oh, there's one of those green... Well, no, wait a minute. Where are you going? Hey, come back. Let's see if he's going to go back again. There he goes. Okay. There's one of those Anchor Hocking vases, this time in green. I had 3 of them in red, which I just sold. I'm not exactly sure why I put that back. And now zooming in on this, Golden Crown, genuine lead crystal, Western Germany. Okay, well, we know our history, so it says... Now, I went like that because it was heavy, even without that crystal sign on. Ooh. Wait a minute, get down. Down. Green uranium. Woo, look at that. You know, I didn't buy it. I should have. Let me see why. I'm turning it upside down. $10. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all. And that is a beautiful 1930s console bowl. Why did I put that back? Oh my goodness. I must have had a lapse in judgment. I guess I'm standing there thinking about it. But I didn't buy it. I can't think why. Oh well, I guess I was in and out. It's easy to be critical now when I'm sitting at home watching my own video. Look at that ruffled milk glass thing down there. Was that Fenton? Well, I didn't even show it to you. I went right past it. All the figurines. Slow down. Oh well. Okay, let's see. Ooh, what? Is it an earthquake? Do they have earthquakes in Philly? What is he... I should edit this out, but you're getting the raw... Here we go. Now look at this. There you go. There's that thumbprint. King's Crown in amber. Look at all of that. Beautiful. Now, I didn't buy it. $1.49. I usually see this in the clear with the ruby flashed. Do you guys like it? I know not everybody likes amber. Boy, a Thanksgiving table filled with this would be gorgeous. But as I said, I've moved on to Christmas colors, and I decided to leave all that amber behind for someone else to discover. But I like it. What do you think? You guys like it or not? I do. Okay, now let's see what we've got going on. What am I going to zoom in on here? I'll tell you, it sure is easier to do this commentary in the comfort of my own home. Now that is Indiana? No, 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 no. Yes, Indiana glass. Can't remember the name of the pattern. You know, I love Glassbake. Here it is. Why is Glassbake lagging behind? Now, I picked this up. Look at the texture on this. You know, I just sold a bunch of mugs. Now, this is marked Glassbake, yeah? But those 6 Christmas mugs I had that I think just sold a few hours ago, you know, today maybe, they were that milky white glass on the inside and that rough pebbly outside, but they were unmarked. And that's why I kind of thought they had a Glassbake feel. But I think Glassbake made some nice products. They just sort of aren't as popular today as the, you know, with all the Pyrex fans. Now this looks like a Japan, either a, you know, a Noritake or a Nippon or just some type of a Japan piece. I see so many. I guess it says Roxanne. That might be the name of the pattern. I guess I'm digging around to see if I can figure out exactly what it is. But I see a lot of these orphan dishes. Oh, it's so hard. There we go. Yeah, it says Japan there. Meito, China? Roxanne? Anyway, it's so hard not to bring this home, but I'm not a replacements and oh my goodness, you know, there are lots of consignment shops that won't even take these old dish sets anymore because they're so hard to sell, but they're so pretty. There's some Falstaff, of course. Here's some more beautiful vintage china, probably from the 1930s or 40s. From the 1930s or 40s. My microphone just cut out on me. All right, let's focus. I think it's, there we go. Puritan, China, Melody, Japan. It's pretty stuff. Very nice. Falstaff again. I'm pretty used to seeing that. I think I stop here and take a look at this pattern as well. Let's see. I'm sure I'll flip it over. Well, there we go. Oh, Noritake. Okay. And not very expensive. Once again, made in Japan. You can clearly see the tag there. It was made in 2043. Did you see that? No, I'm not sure how old that pattern is. Well, there are some things in my cart. You're going to see it, and I'm going to go to a few more shops after this and find some treasures. So I want you to make sure you know to stay tuned to the end of the video and you'll see. Now, I wasn't over the top about the colors on that cream and sugar. Oh, well, I didn't really even pick it up, did I? I guess I didn't like that at all. I should have at least picked it up, given it a chance. Sugar bowls, cups and saucers. This particular store is usually very well stocked. There's a goose or a duck, I guess, probably from the 80s. And I hadn't seen these. I think these are Corelle mugs, again, in probably a 1980s type, color. It reminds me of all those 1980s geese and ducks. Was it a goose or a duck or something that was so popular? I should know. I mean, I was there, but I don't remember. More York. Is that Yorktown Falstaff that we just walked by? Pretty piece there. What is that? A man at the well? The old oaken bucket? Old oaken bucket. Is that what I'm trying to say? Could be. now these I actually purchased. Now watch as I turn them upside down. I bet you're going to be shocked. I was. They were a strange shape. I thought maybe it's restaurant ware. It's thick and heavy like restaurant ware. I can see, you know, a scoop of green beans in there. Turn it upside down, and it's made by the Hall Company for the Thomas Jefferson University Hospital, right here in Philadelphia. And I think the Thomas Jefferson University Hospital might be either the oldest or one of the oldest hospitals in the country. So I was fascinated. Now, when were these made? The typography or graphic on there, what am I trying to say? Font? Looks 1980s. So, were these dishes used in the cafeteria in the hospital in the 1980s? I haven't looked anything up yet, have done no research, but I had to get them just because they were so unusual and specifically made for the hospital and purchased from the Hall Company. Here's a nice piece of, I wasn't familiar with this China company, Pope Gosser. It was just a saucer. And there I go back to those again. I guess I was still thinking about it. But I did buy them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I would guess they would have been used in the cafeteria in the days when, you know, we didn't have throwaway plates and whatnot. There we go. Put them in your cart. Well, there we go. Didn't get to see much of it. Okay, beware. You see all this red and you say, ah, Anchor Hocking Ruby Red. And this is where it really helps to know your shapes, because these right here are the Anchor Hocking Ruby Red punch cups, but they're completely unmarked on the bottom. There's nothing on there to tell you that it's Fire King Anchor Hocking, but that's what they are. It's a classic shape, mid-century. This is the glass made in France. Acarac. I can never. Well, they're marked, so it makes it easy. But yeah, the French glass looks very much like the Royal Ruby Red. So that's the new stuff made in France. This is the old American 1950s Anchor Hocking Royal Ruby Red punch cups, and they're $1.50 each. I really don't need them, so I think they're going to probably stay there. But it matches. I always feel sorry when I see these poor little murdered Pyrex refrigerator dishes. I could have bought them just for the tops, but they were too expensive. Now, this thing was adorable, and I should have bought it. I didn't buy it. You're all going to scream at me, but there's some pretty bad damage. You'll see in just a minute. You spin her little face around. You'll see in a minute. Oh, poor thing. Bless its heart. I should have bought that anyway. I really am not sure why I didn't. Maybe it'll still be there when I go back. Now look at this. It is a fantastic circa 1925 drinks tray. Might be, well, it could be early 30s, but the peacock and all of those colors, very popular in the 1920s. And you'll see, I'm letting you see a close-up of it. Now there's glass on the top, and that's probably a piece of paper, a print on the underside, but that's definitely 1925 to 1935 in good condition. Not a great resale value, but fantastic item from the roaring 20s to early 30s Depression era, and I had to get it. I just was so excited about that. I thought I would come outside and give you a better view of the fox print, hopefully without as much glare. I don't know if it's showing up or not. It's really a pretty scene, and the title is Home Sweet Home. It's going to date to the 1920s. And what I like mostly is there's no water damage. You don't see any rippling of the print. It's not ripped. There's a tiny bit of foxing, which comes from moisture. And there's a little tiny bit of brown, not terrible, but a little bit of acid burn, undoubtedly from this old cardboard on the back, which I'll take off. It's not a very valuable print. There aren't as many collectors of this kind of thing, so I'll probably just keep it. But years ago, this would probably sell for $30, $35. The ones that people really seek, mostly with Fox, would be the nude ladies lounging around in Grecian scenery, that kind of thing, or some that might be a little more colorful or maybe a little more Art Deco. But it's still a very pleasant print, and this type of thing would have hung on the walls in many a home in the 1920s and 30s. Well, I'm skipping all around, but here I am back in another thrift store, and look what's in my cart. Almost everything is Anchor Hocking. Well, it's all Anchor Hocking except one thing. That angel is not, but all the glass is. Now look, I'm reaching down in there and pulling up. Oh my goodness, when I was a little boy playing on the floor in my great-grandparents' house, they had these under every piece of furniture. Glass caster coasters, that's right. Hazel Atlas made them too, in green uranium glass. You can find them in amber and in crystal clear glass. These are Anchor Hocking. I paid $4 for it. They're not worth much, but listen, if you're trying to recreate a 1930s, 40s, even 50s home, you have to have glass caster cups. Everything else in there is Anchor Hocking as well. The pineapple vase, the green, and the red. The angel, I'll show you later. Well, I won't show you everything I purchased, but in the first Goodwill store, I bought this serving tray, tidbit sandwich tray, and you may recognize the pattern. I've got a beautiful uranium green example for sale right now in the old Curiosity Shop. That's that beautiful majestic pattern by Cambridge. And here it is in beautiful amber. So I'll probably hold on to this until next autumn season. It's in an oval shape rather than a circle. It will clean up nicely. There's no damage on it. And it's just a beautiful pattern by Cambridge. The majestic pattern. Late 20s into the 30s. Well, you know I'm not a huge purchaser of items from the 1970s, but once in a while I do, and this just has to be from the 70s. Look at those daisies and all the 70s colors. This just reminds me of the kitchens that I grew up in the 1970s. A little teapot and a cream and sugar. Now somebody who loves the 70s is going to just find this adorable. There are no breaks on it. It's not marked on the bottom, so I'm not sure of the maker. But can't you just, oh my goodness. I can see Mrs. Roper sashaying in her house coat right now. Not house coat. What did she wear? Those long, what did you call those things? Not a caftan. What were those things Mrs. Roper wore? Anyway, Karen Carpenter, I can hear you now.